that if a fire starts in your home, you may have as little as 2 minutes to escape? Keep your family and home safe with these few fire safety preparation and prevention tips. Ensure that your home has working smoke detectors. They will alert you if there is smoke and fire in your home. Install a smoke detector on every level of your home, inside each bedroom and outside each sleeping area. Test smoke detectors every month and change the batteries every 6 months. Home fires can spread rapidly and every second counts. Create an escape plan and practice it with everyone in your home. Make sure everyone can safely escape in less than 2 minutes. Keep escape routes as clutter-free as possible so no one trips or falls on the way out during an emergency. In addition to smoke detectors, fire extinguishers is an important device to have on hand. To use a fire extinguisher, remember the acronym PASS. Pull the pin, aim the nozzle, squeeze the handle, and sweep from side to side at the base of the fire. We must all do our parts to ensure that our families and homes are safe in the event a fire occurs. On behalf of the Commissioner of Police, the Director of Fire Services, and all officers of the Fire Department, let's work together to help prevent fires, because fire safety is everyone's responsibility, and the life you save may be your own.
Your #1 team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Well, Shane, I saw you getting your trunks today. You could be the first one jumping in the pool. Well,
I don't know about all that, but, you know, for the swimmers, it's been a long time coming, you know, it saves them money. They don't have to travel in Nassau to compete.
Absolutely.
Once we have this over here, they can just welcome all the other swim clubs and save some money.
Absolutely. Well, I'll be right behind you. That concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the North. In addition, on behalf of the entire news team here in the North, I'm Rico Knowles.
I'm Shane Stubbs.
Thanks so much for tuning in. Be sure to stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight continues. Here's a live look at them now.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
First at 11. A full team response of firefighters working diligently this evening in Coral Harbour to get a large blaze under control. This as the fire threatened homes in the surrounding area. Also, the Prime Minister is speaking to trade diversification with the Small Businesses Program and concerns about the knock-on effect of the U.S.'s ongoing and escalating tariff war. And preparations for the highly anticipated Vybz Kartel concert happening this Saturday being finalized. The international dancehall artist sitting down in studio with our Clint Watson tonight. That's straight ahead. The Bahamas Tonight at 11 starts now. Good evening, everyone. I'm Royston Jones, and this is the Bahamas Tonight at 11. Welcome to the broadcast. Well, here we go again, an all-too-familiar scene for firefighters who today scramble to Coral Harbour to fight a massive blaze, threatening homes and property, and also diverting traffic. Our Desmond Saunders is just back from Coral Harbour and has this latest report for the Bahamas Tonight at 11 on that fire. Good evening, Desmond.
Fire erupted shortly after 1 o'clock this afternoon east of the Coral Harbour roundabout near the Coral Harbour Forest. Local firefighters sprung into action to contain the blaze. Billows of smoke could be seen for miles.
Sometime around 11:28 this morning, we received information of a reported bushfire here east of the Coral Harbour roundabout. A first unit would have arrived from the Kill Beach Fire Station within some 20 minutes. Upon their arrival, they would have met a large area of bush burning. Due to the heavy wind factor that we're experiencing here today, that fire would have rapidly spread throughout the Wellfields area. At this time, our officers are still working. It's not under control as yet, but we are working to contain this place.
Now, President of the National Fishing Association, Keith Carroll, moving quickly to secure his crawfish traps from danger.
It was further through the bush, you see, but we know it's coming this way because of where the wind is. You know, last year we had a major fire around it, so if you see, we clean up a lot of it. Like we push around all the traps to get like a barrier around them. And we did that last year, but this bush was burning down. This didn't burn last year. So What you see burning now is what didn't burn last year. I mean, it's nothing you can do about this. It's nature, you know what I mean?
Afternoon, this is Apostle Ryan Bethel, and this is our church, Family Life Kingdom Center, just adjacent to the fire right now, which is probably about 50 feet away from us. This is a vexing problem that we have. We had it last year. It was on this side, and it actually burned our fence the last time.
Is fire a real major concern? Last year, same thing. This year, another fire. It's really life-threatening to us, and the smoke get in your house, everybody's sick.
No word yet on the cause of the blaze, and as firefighters work to contain the blaze, residents hoping for an end to these raging flames that have erupted over recent weeks. Here in Cole Harbour, Desmond Saunders, the Bahamas Tonight.
On the other side of town, the nation's chief hitting the pavement earlier today in a national push to get more small businesses involved in the new trade program. The overall goal, to reduce the high cost of goods by giving local merchants access to more affordable products. Devontae Hanna is live with that story.
From corner stores to small takeaways, Prime Minister the Honourable Philip Davis spent the morning speaking directly with small business owners in Fox Hill, pitching the benefits of the National Trade Diversification Program and how it can help lessen the cost of living on Bahamas.
The supply chain for food to arrive here at a convenience store such as this has the value added in the context of what I call a monopoly.
That issue he shared with Fox Hill stores he hopes to solve with the program, which is designed to open access to alternative trade routes, making it easier and more affordable for shop owners to stock their shelves.
And so we're going directly to Latin America and other factories and plants in the United States for chicken. Other things we're considering are just sort of the staple foods that Bahamians eat. And so we're looking at rice, we're looking at milk, we're looking at other commodities like that the average Bahamian, regardless of where you live in the Bahamas, you consume those goods.
Like eggs, poultry is another item of key focus for the Trade Commission. For store owners like Patrice Williams, though, owner of Lil Bit of Everything convenience store, it's a lifeline.
Everything you could name that you have the supply persons with, everything has basically gone up about $15 to $20 a case, which is basically double the cost of what it used to be.
Prime Minister Davis says the program isn't just about lowering costs. It's about leveling the playing field and giving small businesses a fighting chance. He maintains, though, that it is not a result of the impending trade war between the United States, China, and Canada.
For the last year and a half, we've been working on this program to determine why it is that the cost of food is so high in the Bahamas. And we're attempting to diversify that product by going into new markets.
This is just the pilot of the program, and the Prime Minister says the added support will begin to roll out within the next 3 weeks. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Devontae Hanna.
Meantime, as concerns grow in the construction sector over rising tariffs in the U.S., which experts believe can lead to job cuts and increased prices, the government is expanding its trade diversification program to help ease the pressure. Chairman of the Trade Commission, Senator the Honourable Barry Griffin, says sourcing building materials is a top priority.
We are looking at countries in Latin America in particular, such as Costa Rica. We find that they have a lot of finished products, and so cabinets, a lot of lumber. Brazil is very big in lumber as well. We're looking at Brazil, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, and Brazil, also for things like cement, steel, and blocks. And so these are all sort of the basic things that you need in any construction project, whether it's a commercial development or a residential development. And so these are the things we're working with contractors to bring in. And so many developers we're working with one-on-one so that they bring in particular for their projects. But we're also working with many of the local building supply stores to diversify where they get their products from, so that Bahamians who are building, whether for commercial reasons or residential reasons, experience a decrease in the cost.
Well, last week, the Davis administration inked 2 energy deals to govern the infrastructure and distribution of liquefied natural gas. The deals seen by the government as a major step forward in its overall energy plan, but they're also proving to be a political top topic. And as Corville Pyfrom reports, back in the spotlight is also the state of BPL.
Prime Minister Davis Thursday picked up right where he left off the day before, defending the administration's recent energy deals and pointing the finger at the previous administration over its alleged mishandling of the country's main power supplier.
And I hope you call him out for it. And I hope on your headline will be Pintad lied.
This administration says its predecessors took $7 million from an already cash-strapped BPL for an apparent land purchase agreement. land it never received, and money it never got back. But Mr. Pintard has countered that the deal was still live when the PLP returned to power in 2021, and it was in fact the current administration who did not see it through. Mr. Davis, though, sees it differently.
And it was under their watch that they executed an agreement to sell land, paid $7 million as a deposit, and we still have not gotten it back yet.
This was Mr. Davis following up on a charge first levied by Energy Minister JoBeth Colby Davis during a heated back and forth with opposition leader Michael Pintard in the House of Assembly Wednesday.
Land purchasing deal, a land purchasing deal, and paid $7 million out of BPL's already cash-strapped bank book to a company who was selling land and never closed the deal. The cost was $14 million. They paid $7 million, and we got no land. The person still hold their land. They have our $7 million. The deal never closed, and this was a part of their energy reform plan.
Where is the competitive bidding that allow multiple persons to have an opportunity to bid on generating wealth? With respect to the solarization projects, yes, in the Family Islands, competitive bidding. In New Providence, competitive bidding. In New Providence, at the heart of the BPL arrangements, whether on the generation side or on the LNG side, we don't see the competitive bidding.
I see where the leader of the opposition intends to go with his quest to replace me to be where I am now, and I see that. I just hope that when the shoe's on my foot and I engage him in the same manner he engages, he's able to withstand what I have to say.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corvell Pfeiffer.
To come, a new president for the Bahamas Taxi Cab Union. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight at 11. More news in a moment.
Imagine a world where every brand knows your name and every store awaits your arrival. Elite shopping, travel where luxury is a lifestyle and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, where safety is first.
Vybz Kartel is here in Nassau preparing himself for his concert at Clifford Park on Saturday. More world boss has landed, known for his provocative lyrics and larger-than-life persona. The man behind the iconic Vybz Kartel brand has become both a cultural icon and a lightning rod for debate. Tonight, world boss appeared on ZNS's The Rundown with Clint Watson. He was asked what his message is to young people now and what is important to him.
God, family, self. Community. Wow. That's it. Because we need community. I'm glad you mentioned that. Community. Yeah, it's a very important thing, man. I mean, even the other day I was talking about the bullying in schools, and I was like, it's okay to talk to a teacher. It's okay to talk to someone in charge. You're not a snitch. You're defending your right to live and exist in peace. So, yeah, I mean, without community, because sometimes turning a blind eye is sometimes as dangerous as being the perpetrator yourself. Yeah. Correct. You know what I mean? Correct. So, like, stuff like that, man. I'm just seeing the world differently, seeing my role in the world differently, and I'm just acting on it.
The unofficial results are in. The Bahamas Taxi Cab Union has a new president. Incumbent Wesley Ferguson was defeated by newcomer Tyrone Butler. Our Lloyd Allen was at the Ministry of Labor tonight and has more.
Just moments ago, Bahamas Taxi Cab Union securing a win. Team United, led by Tyrone Butler, securing 10 out of 12 positions, now making a new chapter for the union. Mr. Butler, what does this mean for your union?
Oh, this means everything. This is a battle that I've been waging for a number of years, over 3 election cycles. And so having this victory tonight means everything, especially with the team that we would have assembled over 1.5 years ago. I couldn't be more prouder than the team that we have right now. My Vice President, Stefano Wilkerson, and our exciting tour chairman, Ms. Erica Thompson, along with our treasurer, Mr. Tommy Tucker. Though we didn't have the success at the General Secretary's position and one of our trustees, we are still pleased that we've secured 10 positions out of the 12, which gives us a clear mandate to be an effective administration. And so while these results are unofficial, we anticipate that the certification will come swiftly. And so we're looking forward to getting to work for the members of the Bahamas Taxi Cab Union and the wider taxi community as soon as possible.
And talking about that work moving forward, obviously there's a lot of work to be done. What's the top of the line as far as what you want to execute?
Well, top of the line is that we want to be able to get the government to acknowledge the responsibility that they have in supervising the industry and making certain that the regulations and all of the supervision that goes along with how taxi operates at the different taxi stands and the different ports. We want to make sure that the areas are properly supervised and properly managed, because right now taxi drivers are competing with any number of people. And that is something that chief among our concern is that we are operating in a space with people that don't belong in our space. And so we want to be able to clean out the space and make certain that our workspace is free of people who shouldn't be there.
And of course, some great news for Team United. On the count of 3, let's hear some support for Team Butler. 1, 2, 3. Yeah! From the Department of Labor for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Congratulations to the new president and his team, of course. In other news, an urgent call to action against gambling and substance abuse. The Public Hospitals Authority, along with the Island Luck Cares Foundation, hosting an addiction prevention symposium. Diane Dorsett tells us more tonight.
On Thursday, the Public Hospitals Authority, in partnership with local organizations, hosted an addiction prevention symposium at Holy Cross Anglican Church. The purpose? To equip high school students with the knowledge and support to make healthier life choices. The symposium highlighted the importance of strong family support systems and self-awareness as protective factors against addiction.
When you have that family support, you know that you have persons around you who love you, who you can open up, you can speak to if you have a problem. You need that support network. Even in the church, you have some support system that you can speak to somebody. We can be counseled or whatever. You also need to develop what they call a strong, what I can say, awareness. You need to know, understand yourself. What makes you happy, what makes you sad.
Also addressed was mental health. Dr. Sean Knowles, gambling addiction specialist, says factors including stress, peer pressure, and even social media make young people more vulnerable to addictive behaviors.
And so the focus now has to be where we educate our young people. And even beyond that, we're really hoping at some point we can have a mental health curriculum in all of our schools, from as young as the 5th grade and up. We recognize what's happening with the crime rate, the substance use, the issues that people are being plagued with, childhood trauma. All of that is contributing to persons not having the best quality of life. And so we have to shift our focus now on training and teaching our young people about the importance of mental health and breaking the stigma about mental health.
Studies show that nearly 1 in 5 Bahamian students have experimented with gambling, and 15% of high schoolers report using alcohol or marijuana before the age of 16. With these numbers in mind, addiction specialists say early intervention is crucial, and they hope this symposium will spark ongoing dialogue in homes, schools, and communities. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Diane Dorsett.
Thank you, Diane. The Nasser Airport Development Company confirming the successful completion of the Runway 1432 rehabilitation project at Lynden Pinling International Airport. Work on the $10 million project, which commenced on February 3rd, finished slightly ahead of its projected 2-month timeline. The rehabilitation involved the replacement of approximately 484,000 square feet of asphalt pavement, a crucial enhancement aimed at extending the lifespan of runway 1432 and strengthening the safety and reliability of LPIA's airside operations. The timely completion of the project was particularly important as the airport prepares for what is expected to be a busy Easter travel period. The road work improvement project in Exuma is moving at a rapid pace, and that's thanks to the many young Bahamians working on the roads and at the plant preparing for each aspect of the venture. Altavis Munnings recently visited Bahamas Striping group of companies, plant in the heart of Georgetown.
All of the big machines are housed here. The excavator, tractor, milling machine, and a full fleet of trucks. And they're all being operated and managed by young Bahamian men ready to work. No matter the task, workers at Bahamas Striping Group of Companies plant in Georgetown, Exuma boast that they're all one big family who live by the mantra, teamwork makes the dream work. Wilbert Flowers started from the bottom as a laborer and is now a plant operator who basically ensures the entire plant runs smoothly.
It changed my life, and it keep you out the streets and things, which I'll advise any young fella to take on a good job. To say, I ain't just learning for me, I'm learning for my kids too, which is well, and they could carry on the legacy to carry out whatever they learn from me to their kids, and you understand, that's what it's really all about.
Traffic manager Keno Wims told us that he enjoys working and living in Exuma. His colleague Alexander McKenzie loves it too. He loved it so much that he left the job and had to come back.
It's a great experience and you learn a lot of new things.
Before I left, I've been here say about almost 2 years. I started on the road. I wasn't on the road too long, only been on the road for like a week. And came in the asphalt plant yard, and from I came, I never left.
Truck drivers Frisco Scott, Desmond Taylor, and Exuma native Darian Ferguson also train their younger colleagues to gain more experience.
I do train 1 or 2 of them, truck driving and stuff like that. Yeah, and they actually get it like maybe 2 days time, and they was very good at it.
Don't ever let anybody tell you can't do it. And if you want a good home, a good family, Bahamas Striping is the place to come.
It was a pleasure to come back home to build a road for the Exuma, especially my kids. Because at the end of the day, when I dead and gone, I leave for them to drive on the road. And this road will last at least for 20 years plus. Guarantee you that.
Brian Williams is the plant's senior man. The chief mechanic and operator of 40 years is charged with ensuring all of the plant's machines are always working efficiently.
I'm the one who go away and pick up the equipment, check it out before it comes here. If it has a problem there, we try and remedy that before it leaves. If not, we try to get the parts and the service material for that particular machine.
Shakita Clark is the only woman on the team. The administrative assistant runs everything in the office. She's made a huge impact in this male-dominated circle.
Being able to interact with them, they treat me as their own, so it's a good experience.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Altavis Munnings.
Thank you, Altavis. Those roads are looking fantastic. Stay with us. Sports is up next.
Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, we have been in Exuma now for the past 4 years, carrying out our paving program. A part of our company's philosophy is producing work to international standards. So when you look at our paving division, we have a state-of-the-art lab to do all of our testing in-house, as well as a state-of-the-art asphalt plant with a trained technician carrying out the work on that site. The overarching goal of our company is to produce the work that we're doing in the entire Bahamas to international standards. We also make a difference by the training of our staff. We have a very intensive training program going on to where we are teaching young men how to learn the art of striping. Being a young man myself, I've made mistakes in the past. I was given a second chance to better my life, and it's only fitting that we pass that along. What's important for us is giving them a second chance for them to get a skill and a career that can take them further in life.
Here at Immigration Care Service, you can trust us, especially if you have experienced issues or problems with the U.S. immigration at the borders. We'll do our best to provide options and solutions to immigration roadblocks so travelers can continue visiting the U.S. and residents can continue living their lives in the U.S. without worries. The best part? Our services are affordable and accessible. Take the mystery, confusion, and fear out of your immigration concerns. Contact Immigration Care Service today.
Welcome to your Thursday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Eugene Stewart. Well, we've all seen how athletes prepare themselves for their rigorous seasons with trainings, meal preps, and getting rest. But what happens when these athletes face inevitable injury? The world of physiotherapy tells us more. Physiotherapy is a crucial but undervalued aspect in an athlete's career. Over time, as their accolades and accomplishments increase, their bodies suffer tremendous changes. As former athletes, Dr. Trent Wells and Christian Seeley of KTH Physiotherapy share their start in their profession.
I played basketball growing up. I played a lot of sports growing up, but mainly basketball. And then I had a pretty bad basketball injury whenever I was in college. Spent a lot of time in physical therapy. And, I knew I wanted to do something along the lines of sports. And after the injury and, extensive physical therapy, and kind of, shifted my views towards it.
I grew up around sports. I was heavily injured throughout my career. I think my last injury was baseball, where I shattered my rotator cuff was my last. Hoorah. Through my therapy, I've learned to just study the body more, and it was intriguing. And then I still get the chance to be around sports too, so it was like a win-win for me.
Wells highlighted the importance of regular mobility and maintenance.
You need to be in shape. You need to have, your body needs to be able to function properly. If it doesn't, and you don't get those movements, motion is lotion. That's our big thing in the business. Motion is lotion. So if you're not using your body, you're not strengthening, you're not doing your things, you end up stiff, you end up tight, you end up, in pain, or you end up injuring yourself down the line because you've neglected your body all the way through.
Regardless of the age or sport, Seeley says the treatment styles are tailored to each athlete's specific needs.
I kind of stay unbiased to my patients. I go based on what they can tolerate. So at some point, you might see a 84-year-old take more than a 12-year-old. But yes, because how they are probably previous athletes in their time, so their body mechanics are still functioning a little bit. 12-year-old, depending on that injury, could be worse than 84-year-old, so they can't take on certain things. So it honestly depends on who you have, what the injury is, and what they could stand at the moment.
And as a professional athlete, it is encouraging to know that state-of-the-art therapy is offered right here at home. In track action, members of the B3A is announcing this year's Carifta Trials, which is scheduled for April 4th through 6th at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium, as well as expectations for this year's competition.
We're expecting a very fast and keen competition. We're expecting all of you to come out in goodly numbers to support our youths. As you all know, the Carifta Games is the preeminent junior meet in the world, not just the region, but the world. And many of our Golden Knights and Golden Girls and Devon and those have cut their teeth, Wendell, through the Carifta Games and have gone on to greatness as a result. And we expect that this meet to be no different. Carifta, as we all know, this year is in Trinidad and Tobago.
And in BAISS soccer playoff action, Windsor School taking down Lyford Key International School 2-0 to advance them to the championship rounds. Coach Katie Roach on the team's road to the gold.
The finals we know is going to be a challenge because QC always brings their best game and they're a very good team. So we're definitely going to have to look at playing a bit more of a defensive start rather than attacking early and then just kind of coming back depending on where we are in the scoring during the game.
In the second playoffs matchup, Queen's College took on St. Andrews. St. Andrews held the lead 2-0 before the half as QC would tie things up at the end of regulation. In overtime, the Comets would punch their tickets to the big dance to take it home 3-2. Head coach Dion Peterson on the team's performance.
These girls played with heart today. They played tough and they did the job. So there's not much to change in the way they played. We just need to score first.
BAISS Soccer Championships begin next week, Tuesday. And that's been your Thursday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Eugene Stewart. Stay tuned. We've got weather when we return.
Entrepreneurs, are the high costs of banking services making it harder for you to grow your business? The SBDC's Business Blueprint is back with all the information you'll need to get your business finances right and on track. So join us when we sit down with Fidelity Bank and Trust International's Group CEO, Goran Poe, to discuss securing funding, managing banking fees, and alternative lending options. Plus, get his top-notch financial advice for long-term business success. Only on the SBDC's Business Blueprint, Monday, March 31st at 9 p.m. on ZNS TV 13, because only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
It's time now for a weather check with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Royce. And high pressure continues to build across the Bahamas. That means very windy conditions for the next couple of days. So this is not the best time for boating. And your temperatures around the Fond-Meaf Islands this evening. Marsh, Abaco at 72, 71 degrees in Grand Toll Key. Also, Freeport, Grand Bahama, 71 degrees. At Berry Island, slightly warm at 74, 75 in Alistan, Bimini, 75. Also in Harbour Island, Rock Sandy, Lutra, and Alistan, Kid Island. Black Point, Exuma, Camp Space, North Andros, Fresh Creek, Central Andros, all reporting 75 as well. And then we pick up a 77 in Georgetown, Exuma. Rum Key, San Salvador, 75 degrees, 77 in Crooked Island, Clarence, San Long Island, and Crooked Island. Ackland's at 76, Betsy Bay, 76. Machitani, Nagua, 78 degrees, and Grand Turk, have a temperature there of 77 degrees. And your forecast tonight, we're looking at very strong winds, clearer but mild conditions tonight. Your low temperature falling off to about 71 degrees. And tomorrow, very windy conditions. There will be intervals of clouds and sunshine with a high temperature getting up to 78 degrees. And your extended weather forecast, breezy conditions will be with us right through the weekend. So this is not the weekend for boating. We're simply asking small craft to exercise extreme caution if you have to be on the waters. But most importantly, if you don't have to, simply stay in port. Temperature-wise, it's going to be a bit warm during the daytime, but with the strong winds, that will bring some sort of relief over the weekend. And those nighttime temperatures, they will remain in the low 70s. And once again, those strong winds will keep us nice and comfortable during the weekend. But lots of sunshine returning next week, not before we have a mid to upper level trough, which will advect some moisture in our area on Sunday and Monday, and that will trigger 1 or 2 showers, particularly on Sunday afternoon heading into Monday afternoon. But the skies will certainly open up as we head into Tuesday with lots of sunshine working its way back into our forecast. Right, sir.
Thank you, Basil. Preparing for a windy weekend. Well, that does it for the Bahamas tonight at 11. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. Thank you for watching, and good night.
At Tonic Williams Down Highway, I'm Tijaro Hudson. This is ZNS.